So today let's talk about human factors. Remember we talked there were three factors that affect traffic operations, traffic safety, one being the roadway itself, one being the vehicle itself, and the third being human factors. We can engineer the vehicle, we can engineer the roadway. Human factors, that is the entropy involved, that's the randomness. We've got 7 billion people on the planet. Everybody's a little bit different in how they respond to things. So let's talk about human factors. So first of all, let's just talk about our vehicle here. And one of the human factors that you should notice right away is I'm not wearing my seatbelt. And that contributes to fatalities and to injuries, as we saw with our slideshow, with the heads up against the windshield and the hair and skin hanging down. So that's a human factor. I can design this vehicle with seatbelts. I can design it to be safe, but as the driver, as a human being, if I do not put my seatbelt on, then that automatically negates a lot of the safety features. So we're going to drive over to the store and we'll talk about human factors here. So here it's a very snowy day here in Minnesota. There's snow on the road. So there's lots of different things that are involved here. We've got this big pile of snow. So instead of stopping further back, I now have to creep around to see around the big pile of snow. So we're talking about a human factor and an environmental factor as well, but it's how I drive. So the roads are a little bit touchier today. So this is where our Peltzman effect comes in about the safety of the roadway environment. We have to drive a little slower. We can't drive our normal speed because we've got slick spots. We have issues with the snow. So we have to be concerned always about the human factor. So if you want to pull the camera and kind of show what we're seeing here. So the roads look pretty clear, but see, when I look around, I've got to pull up a little bit around these parked cars to see what I'm doing. And as we learned from our one case study, that just hitting the accelerator and hoping that everything comes out good generally doesn't work out too well in the end. So you'll see some people will drive around. I've still got snow on my hood, and it blows a little bit, and you'll see various degrees of how well people clear off their windshield. So if I'm lazy and I don't do a very good job of it, that's another factor, and there's nothing you can do about that as an engineer. Now this street here I'm very familiar with, but if I'm not, let's say I'm a foreign driver here, there's a stop sign up here that if I am not at all familiar with this street, then I will miss. So look as we go up here. See the stop sign? Yeah, you don't see that right till you're on it. And the problem is if the road is bad, if I'm lost or a confused driver, I'm not going to know that that stop sign is there. So this becomes an issue. And that's an environmental issue, but it relates to human factors. Because technically there's a sign there, but the issue becomes that the driver doesn't notice it till the very end. So as a driver, we've got a lot of information, so I'm having to look up and down the hill here. There's a lot of things going on. If I'm distracted, if there's something else going on, that's going to take a little bit of attention away from the task of driving itself. So I have to look up the hill, and I have to look down the hill to make sure nobody's coming so that I can proceed safely across the intersection here. And as we proceed on our little journey on here, the road is pretty much clean. There's not a lot visually going on here, which is okay. And on a normal day, this street here is clogged with parked cars, with people crossing the street to go over here to the county courthouse. Everything's closed today, so it's not as bad. So even from day to day, hour to hour, there may be variations in what the driver is experiencing. So here, this is kind of a mess for a driver. There's a lot of things going on. And I did not use my turn signal there. which on a normal day, if there's people behind you, you're alerting them that you're turning. That's the purpose of signals. So visually, look here, as I'm going down the hill, there's a lot visually going on. I've got signal after signal after signal. I've got other signs. I've got a nice police officer there. He's a distraction. The pedestrian signals are a distraction. So visually, as a driver, I have a lot going on at any one time. I'm paying attention to a lot of things, like the car pulling out here, this row of cars here. So there's a lot of things that are going on that as a driver I have to pay attention to. Like that motorist, for example, waited until the last minute. This motorist decided to proceed left right in front of me, even though I had the right of way. So visually, as a driver, there's a lot of things going on in terms of just the human factors that we have to be paying attention to.